Yeah, man. Yo, shout to Mikey T, the movie star, the best to ever do it, one of the originators of this motherfucking blog shit. You know how we do, you know what I'm saying? Southside Queens in the building. Shout to Bingham, shout to Free Domination. You already know, my nigga. 100 Mad in the building. If you need to holler at Onyx for anything, you know what I'm saying? Go on onyxhq.com, you know what I'm saying? Mikey T, the movie star, was popping, B.
Fredro Starr, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for coming on Report Card Radio today.
That's what it's called, report card. Well, a lot of these niggas gonna get an F if that's the case.
Yo, Dro, take me into your early years, man. Cutting hair at the famous New Tribe barbershop in Lakewood down in Southside.
Yeah, Lakewood. Well, first of all, a lot of people don't know I used to cut hair, you know, in Queens and shit. That's how I was getting my bread before I got on. You know what I'm saying? I was cutting hair and I was rhyming in Baisley at the age of 15. Like, this is some real Southside shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, people in Southside know about Baisley Park and shit. You know, they used to have the jams and shit in there. But I was cutting at Lakewood. This is right up the street from where Edward Burns, the police, got shot, and that's what gave the title to Queens. It was called Cop Killer Queens after that, which is, you know, I don't believe in, you know, but, you know, Edward Burns was I don't know, he was a rookie cop. He got killed in Queens, and that was right up the street from the barbershop, my dude. Like, that was like my first job, like my first real job at a barbershop. It was right up the street, Lakewood and Inwood. So after that, man, you know, I was just cutting everybody here, all the drug dealers, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Cutting everybody, motherfucking hair, all the drug dealers, the rappers, the dancers, everybody. I was cutting everybody hair and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
And then I got put on. I met Jam Master Jay. After that, when I met Jay, I was still cutting hair. I was actually cutting hair on Jamaica Avenue, cause New Tribe was after Lakewood. Lakewood and Inwood, that was the hood spot. You know what I'm saying? That was I got put on by this dude named Terry. It was Terry and Joe's. That was the name of the barbershop. It was Terry and Joe's. It was an old man named Joe and Terry. Terry was a young hustler dude, you know what I mean? He had the Cadillac, had the gold tooth. OG gave me a chance, you know what I'm saying? He let me work at his shop. And when he did that, man, he just saved my life, man, because, you know, I was, you know, selling packs and doing stupid shit, you know, doing shit on the boulevard. And I really didn't have no direction. So when I started cutting hair, you know, I started cutting hair. I was practicing on Big DS from Onyx. I was practicing. He was like, he was like, you know what I'm saying? I was just practicing on his shit. You know what I'm saying? That nigga had the ill flat top. And this is when haircuts was ill. You know what I'm saying? De La Soul was out. Tribe Called Quest, Kid and Play. You know, so haircuts back in the days was important, man. That was part of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It was, you had to have designs in your shit. Your shit had to have a flat top. Bobby Brown had the Gumby. All that shit was going on, my niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? So niggas was coming to me to get fresh. You know?
So, Dro, tell me how it was growing up in Southside.
Oh, man. Southside, Jamaica, Queens, South Suicide, the desert. That shit was fun, man, growing up. You know what I'm saying? It was just fun. You know, stomping on streets like Rockaway Boulevard. That's where I grew up. And then you got, you know, Suffern Boulevard. Suffern Boulevard was fun. You know, you had Baisley Park, 40 Projects, you know, Gaillard Brewer. You know what I mean? All that shit was cool hanging out. Like Queens was houses. There wasn't a lot of buildings in Queens unless you was like in the projects. Like most of Queens is like houses. So when I moved to Queens from Brooklyn was all buildings. You know what I'm saying? So when I moved to Queens, I was like, I thought I was in fucking, you know, like a good neighborhood and shit. But even though it was houses, it was the hood. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like LA, like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I thought it was just, it was definitely a step up from Flatbush, Brooklyn, but it still was a hood. Like growing up in Queens, Southside, man, it was just fun, man. Dancing and going to Baisley Park, dancing with my nigga Rico and Mighty Bone and them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Rhyming in Baisley Park with Coach Cheeks from the Lost Boys. My nigga P.I., we all came up the same time and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me about your connection with the Lost Boys and Freaky Ty.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to Freaky Ty, man. Shout to Freaky. What's his son name? Freaky Ty? Freaky Kai? Freaky Kai. Look just like his father, man. You know what I'm saying? Word. That's my dude. But yeah, I went to John Adams with all of them dudes, man. I went to John Adams with all of them. I don't even know if they went to 202 junior high school, but we all go back to me and the Lost Boys. We go back to John Adams, man. You know what I'm saying? John Adams High School. So, you know, we was rhyming in the lunchroom and shit. You know what I'm saying? Beating on the lunchroom tables and shit like that. And me and Cheeks was the nicest niggas in school. You know what I'm saying? His name was Coach Cheeks at the time. It wasn't even Cheeks. It was Coach Cheeks from like Cooley High. Yeah. So my connection with them is like, you know, we all grew up in the same neighborhood, man. Like, I grew up on 135th in Rockaway, and they grew up on 130. They grew up on Linden and the Van Wyck. They was like right by Lincoln Park. Like, so we was like just like 4 or 5 blocks away from each other. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, after school, we used to always see each other. And then we used to go to Baisley Park. And rhyme. Niggas used to walk from Rockaway Boulevard in a hot ass summertime, son. We used to walk from Rockaway Boulevard. This is before I had a car. You know what I'm saying? This is before the Chrysler LeBaron. This is not my first car. This is before that. We used to walk from Rockaway Boulevard all the way to Baisley Park to rhyme and shit. You know what I'm saying? Hot, 90-degree weather to rhyme in the park and shit. Me, Cheeks, everybody used to walk to the park and yeah, man, it was cool. Everybody knew each other in Southside, you know. And that nigga Cheeks was nice with the hands too. Like I think he was a boxer. Cheeks was nice with the hands, man. And the nigga used to rhyme kind of like Nas a little bit more, like he was using, like back in the day, his Cheeks style was like he was using big words like nah, like he reminded me of Nas, like you know when you think back, but then he got like more commercial and more like party and shit. But Cheeks, yo, that nigga was crazy. Terrence, word.
Yeah, Dro, I feel like the days you're telling me about are kind of like, you know, like when the Migos, when they had gold chains compared to the Migos when they had platinum chains.
Yeah, man, Cheeks, you know, we all, you know, growing up from Queens and niggas like LL Cool J, you know, we was coming from that era, like, you know what I'm saying? We was coming off of that, so everybody wanted to be, you had to be nice, and you had to be fearless to rhyme in the park with everybody looking at you, the DJs rocking live, and you rocking in the park live, freestyling at the age of 15, 16. That should take a lot of, you know what I mean? Not everybody's gonna do that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Unless you really want it. You know what I'm saying? Me and Cheeks, we was rocking.
So, Dro, I wanted you to tell me, can you tell me about how you met Jam Master Jay?
Oh, man. Niggas could probably Google that, you know what I'm saying? I met Jam Master Jay in like, I don't know what year it was, but I remember one thing about when I met Jam Master Jay. I met him in a traffic jam at Jones Beach, and everybody was playing Soul to Soul on a radio station. Like, everybody had the same radio station on. Like imagine, like, 200 cars playing Hot 97 at the same time. And all I remember is, however do you want it? However do you need it? However do you want it? When I met Jay, that song was hot. So whatever year that was the year I met Jam Master Jay. Rest in peace to the God, the triple OG.
What part did JMJ play in you getting a deal with Def Jam?
I never had to deal with Def Jam. Jay had to deal with Def Jam. JMJ Records had to deal with Def Jam. We were signed to Jay. You know what I'm saying? So we really never was really signed to Def Jam. Like, you know, we were signed to JMJ, Jam Master Jay label. Jay had to deal. That was his thing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if it wasn't for Jay, we wouldn't have been at Def Jam. We had a deal at Profile. We had a single deal at Profile before we met Jay. You know what I'm saying? So we was already tapping into the market before we met Jay. Like, so when we met Jay, we was like, yo, we on the same label as y'all niggas. So I think that kind of like made Jay say, well, okay, these niggas is, you know, they not, you know, these niggas already got cars already. They got bread. They got money. Them niggas is popular. Them niggas is already hitting the city. When we met Jay, we was rocking. Like, we was already, like, rocking. You know what I'm saying? He just, like, saw something and put the money behind it and put the name behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Russell Simmons actually cameoed in the Throw Your Guns video.
Yeah.
You know, what connections did you have in New York to actually make that happen? Was it just JMJ?
Like I said, man, that's Jam Master Jay. I mean, Russell Simmons, that's Run's brother. So Jay, Jay was the guy, man. Jay was, I don't, like, people might have forgot, like, Jam Master Jay is the reason hip-hop is the way it is now. He's a big part of that, like, with fashion, attitude, like, the whole shit, like Jam Master Jay was kind of like the architect of hip-hop. Like, he was part of the architects of this shit, you know what I'm saying? So, coming in the game, we had access to people like Russell Simmons, and then Russell Simmons put me on with people like Forrest Whitaker, and then that turned into Strap, and so it all started from Jay, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole shit, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just, rolling with somebody like Jam Master Jay is probably like rolling with somebody like Jay-Z now, you know what I'm saying? Back in the days, that's how his influence was in hip hop.
Well, I mean, now that you say that, Dro, that you guys were rocking with JMJ, he had people that went on to Murder Inc. He had 50 who went on to create G Unit. You know what I mean? He had all these major figures around him that went on to be something in New York. How was it being in one of the first rap groups to put Southside Queens on the map, even before the Lost Boys?
Oh, man, it was crazy, man. Not even that. Like, we put Southside and Hollis together, because Jay was from Hollis and we was from Southside. So Southside and Hollis, they never really had like a connection. It was always like separate, like, I'm from Hollis. But when Jay got with us, we put Southside and Hollis together. So that was crazy. Like, it was more than just Southside. We put the whole, like, that whole part of Queens on, you know what I'm saying? Not like, because Queensbridge is on another side, like, but like Southside, Springfield, Rosedale, Hollis, like that. We had all that, like we had niggas rocking with us from all that Far Rockaway. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was like, we put the whole Queens on. That shit was ill, because everywhere we went, we was repping Queens, no matter where we went. Like, we was going to like the Tunnel, Man Deep, Queens in the building. You know what I'm saying? And then all the gangster drug dealer niggas started rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? So, it just turned to something. It was crazy, because, being in a barbershop, we had a lot of connections with people anyway, you know what I'm saying? Then while we was there, we was telling niggas, we gonna be doing this, we gonna pop off, and then it popped off. So, we was popular in Queens already, is what I'm trying to say, you know what I'm saying? So, when we got on, it was just like an explosion. Like, everybody was ready to rock, you know what I'm saying? We go to the club, I'm rolling with 50 niggas. We so deep, I gotta pay the promoter back money, because we so deep. Like, the promoter was giving me 10 stacks. I had to give him back 2. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because we came too deep. The promoter's like, my nigga, come on, son. So this is the type of shit I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Just making it happen for everybody, so everybody can have a good time. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at all old videos, like the Apollo or any old, or the joint in New Jersey, like, our stages, or Onyx at the Tunnel, niggas was deep. We was rolling crazy, my nigga, like 30, 40 niggas. Before we leave, I just want to share a story. You know what I'm saying? We was in, me, Mikey T, Bang on Smurf. We was out in Trinidad and shit, you know what I'm saying? We was doing crazy radio and promoting and doing all types of shit, you know what I'm saying? This nigga Mikey T, we all was twisted. Niggas was drinking Black Label, crazy out there. Everybody,
Hennessy.
Black, no, it wasn't Hennessy. Niggas was drinking Black Label.
Belvedere.
No, Black Label, that fucking, what is that shit? Black Label, the boxes was whatever. I don't drink, so all I remember was Black Label.
It was fun.
Everybody was fun. And then we was doing radio the next morning. Niggas was twisted. We didn't even go to sleep. So we doing radio, and we couldn't find Mikey T, the movie star, man. Niggas was looking all over for your ass, my nigga. It was like 2 hours. Niggas was about to call the police. Niggas thought you was kidnapped.
It was one of the greatest nights. We were actually in this. I believe we were at Club Zen, the same club that Akon was at, and Smurf was like, "All right, we're gonna stay at the club until 6, and then go do radio at 8 o'clock in the morning." And
Right.
I ended up under a blue car that belonged to a lawyer out in Trinidad who had actually surveillance out in front of his house, so I was safe.
Yeah, so but you don't know, but everybody was looking for you, and because you was missing, and you were a white dude in Trinidad. Niggas thought you was kidnapped, all types of shit, my nigga. Yo,
Keno
shit,
cried.
niggas was crying. Oh shit, yo, Mikey, you a wild boy, man.
Smurf thought he was going back to jail.
Yeah, man. Yo, shout to Mikey T, the movie star, the best to ever do it, one of the originators of this blog shit. You know how we do, you know what I'm saying? Southside, Queens in the building. Shout to Bangham, shout to Free Domination. You already know, my nigga. Honey Mad in the building. If you need to holler at Onyx for anything, you know what I'm saying? Go on onyxhq.com. You know what I'm saying? You got everything right there. Yo, Mikey, I'm out.
All right, Dro.
OG about to come out, that Onyx OG with the sticky finger strain. We're going to do the Fire Star strain. We're going to do the Slam shit. Yo, shit about to be crazy right now. Holla at y'all niggas. I'm out.